Hi Kiwi, and welcome back to a new episode of Hades 1. This is our mirror setup for the day. We are heading out to another 50 heat run. This time I'm going to be taking the aspect of Rama with the Aphrodite keepsake. We're going to be looking for Aphrodite's attack and Dionysus' special for like the core boons that made
The
my...
infernal arms are sealed away for a reason, boy. Your curiosity exceeds your common sense. But heed my words. You stay away from those accursed things.
The Aphrodite attack Dionysus special combo
I'll be sure to say hello.
was my bread and butter that carried me through 32 heat in my original playthrough.
Loved him.
And oh, that is a very good attack to start with. And I will say, like, if there is any build that is going to carry us through 50 heat, it's going to be that build. We are lucky we are getting a Athena room immediately following our starting room, which means we have a chance of getting her dash. I'll accept her call as well. We just want to try and set up for her her death defiance refunds if we can get them sooner than later.
May wisdom and
Which I don't think her call sets up for. She really likes to give us her cast on these runs, doesn't she? And a chaos room, we're going to take that. It'll save us time. There are a lot of things that chaos can benefit Rama from. Like, I want to say out the gate, Rama is absolutely one of my favorite weapons. Honestly, 59 HP is huge for us. The movement speed reduction is pretty nasty in early run, at any point in the run, frankly. I'm going to take the key here. As much as I'd love that free palm on the attack, it could hit the cast, and the reroll potential is way more substantial for us overall. The most important thing for getting good at Rama is learning how to use its fully charged power shot to get your full damage potential out, because once you get that timing down, it lets you pump out a lot of damage very quickly, even though it feels like you're standing still for a while. Another reroll is great for us. But anyway, what I want to focus on today is just, I think I'm going to talk about the wedding a little bit. But before I do that, let's just kind of comment on the run itself. So, like with the Hestia run, I am taking 2 levels of routine inspection, lowering our overall like chance of finding rare boons and some other factors like that. But I find it really good for the long range weapons where thick skin isn't as necessary, the boon that makes you have more HP. And I'm not consistent enough to make I'm forgetting its name, but the passive where if you have above 80% HP, you do 25% more damage. I'm not consistent enough to make that work. So honestly, I'd rather just let those go and have some more room to navigate the Pact of Punishment, particularly with not taking extreme measures for and reducing jury summons a little bit, because that makes it much less likely that I'm going to be running into time issues later on at the end of the run. Nothing in the shop I want. A palm on the attack, if we can hit it, will be great for our DPS. Now, I should fully disclose, I am using Pony's Quality of Life mod still, mostly to guarantee story rooms. Once again, I'm kind of in the mindset of I'm practicing 50 heat, I'm learning how to do 50 heat on these weapons, and honestly, at the end of the day, if I were doing a legitimate 50 heat run, I would be depending on RNG for the Patroclus room to show up to make sure the run wins anyway. So we did get it on the attack, that is great. But that's really the only mod I am running right now. The rest of the mods I might dip my toes into later. We got Dionysus. Okay, that is huge for us. We've basically gotten the 3 gods we want in the run. If we get Dionysus' special, we basically have Tartarus cleared very easily, and pretty much the rest of the run, frankly, too. So my idea is Dionysus' special will take care of damage control very easily, while also giving a good bit of damage, and we get it. That is phenomenal. This is the best chance at a run we have so far. We're going to take the Sisyphus room and get the coin, of course.
You keep your chin up, Prince.
Man, it's been a while since I've seen Boldy, hasn't it? 2 months. I don't think we ran into him in the previous run. There was a room I convinced myself to take, maybe, or we just didn't see him.
Lend your favor to me, won't you?
Maybe I didn't have the mod on for the last run. I don't know. Attack damage bonus from Boldy, pretty solid. I'll take that, sure. Anyway, the thing I want to say is Rama, like Hestia, is probably, oops, well, that's unfortunate. Rama is one of my best weapons, and I think one of the best weapons in the game as well. It's definitely got a learning curve to it, just like Hestia, but I think its learning curve is a little bit steeper because you have to learn how to use your power shots effectively. But the thing I love most about Rama is it's so versatile, and it works really well for higher heat runs because you can make whatever boon you get work in most situations. Ares is good on the special if you can get his Dire Misfortune boon to stack it up further. The attack scales with all of your percentage. Basically, the special scales with your fixed damage multi-hit ability, that moves that benefit from multi-hit, or stacking moves like Dionysus's Hangover effect. And then your attack benefits from anything that's percent based. So plus your attack penetrates enemies, so you can hit a lot of things very quickly. It's got great AoE potential, in other words. And you have range. So in all fronts, Rama is an amazing weapon to learn if you're trying to push higher heats, I would argue. And that's why I'm using it. It's been, like Hestia, one of my comfort weapons since, honestly, since before I learned to love Hestia. It was my comfort weapon since my original playthrough. So, all right, let's see. There's another Dionysus boon. No one saw that. No one saw. That's unfortunate. I wanted that Dionysus boon. Oh well.
Hello, Fury Sisters.
At least we have a little bit more darkness for the resources manager or director or whatever. Anyway, so again, trying wherever possible to get my fully empowered attack off just makes my DPS go way up. Like, I used to think that the strategy was to do like little, like very minimal charges just to get the attack out, and sometimes that's necessary because you're not going to be able to I took a lot of damage there. You're not going to be able to dodge in time, like I am demonstrating right now, I guess. But in general, where possible, get the full shot out, and you will do a lot of more DPS overall where it's possible. Anyway, so that's the main thought I wanted to say. Just Hestia, Rama, and Aspect of Zeus on the shield are probably my 3 go-to weapons for pushing high heat, and Hestia and Rama are my go-to weapons for just having a good time in general. They are my favorite weapons, hands down. I guess Aspect of Zeus is my 3rd favorite weapon, but I don't know if it actually is. I'd have to kind of think about it. It's probably Aspect of Zagreus on the fists and stacking dodge chance, because those runs are so much fun.
Okay.
And it lets me do silly AFK runs too. I guess dash onlys with Gilgamesh is also pretty crazy. Anyway, we're going to be taking the Athena keepsake. We need to be looking for her dash. We're on to Asphodel. We're making pretty solid time as we want to, especially early on, because we've kind of reached our maximum DPS at this point, unless we get like Heartrend, which we're probably... I'm not going to be forcing Artemis. I'll just take whatever 4th god shows up when they show up. But really, we have the 3 gods we need for this build to work. Anyway, so let's talk about the wedding, because my goodness, is that something I need to talk about? And I will probably end up making another Celeste video at some point, kind of talking about it too. I have a really silly video planned regarding, well, a mixture of voice acting and maybe animation if I can make it work when time permits. So this is not a project until the winter for sure. But okay, we got another palm on the attack. That is phenomenal. We are having a very early stack on this run. We go for the HP here. We have enough coin to get a boon. We need our survivability. Okay, so prior to the wedding, what did Kiwi and I do? Well, we kind of...
Here he comes.
First off, the wedding was a small little affair, a courtroom wedding with just our immediate family, which was pretty...
You'd be up to have another...
It was intimate, it was nice, it's simple. And Kiwi and I are not the big, like, large party-going sort of folk that a lot of my friends are. And that my mom's... I think that both our moms want us to be. Like, our moms definitely want the big, raucous event of a wedding that they probably have, like, they've gotten used to, but I digress. We wanted something small and personal, because that's how our relationship tends to be. Small, simple, personal, but meaningful in its simplicity. Like, it's not without depth, it's just on a surface level. It's not a immaculately prepared, catered event that needs all of the bells and whistles and the great, the loud music and the dance parties and all that stuff. So prior to the wedding, what we did was we baked. We baked a ton, and that baking was so much fun because we took basically our 5 favorite bread recipes. Pumpkin, not pumpkin. We would have done pumpkin if we had more time, as well as coffee cake. We didn't do those 2, but we will maybe next time we do a giant bake. Do I take Demeter here and just lock in the 4 gods? I think I do. I need a boon to sell. Nourish Soul is literally the most useless boon she could offer. Oh wait, no, I didn't. Never mind. I have 3 levels of lasting consequences, so I do actually heal a little bit from that. That's actually pretty good for us then. Anyway, Witch's Room is a little scary, but I should be able to burst them down very quickly if I can just get my my stacks on them. My what is it? Shared Suffering, I think it's called, from Rama. Give me a second, I just don't want to take too... I guess it doesn't matter if I take damage. I have a pretty reliable way of healing with Stubborn Defiance. All right, Athena, what do you give us?
Do this again sometime.
Oh, there was her dash. We got her cast again. Why do we only get Athena's cast? I swear. Anyway, okay, so we baked banana, blueberry, lemon, zucchini, which my brain really wants to call pumpkin for some reason, carrot, and chocolate loaf breads, mini loaves. We have a little loaf pan that I think, Kiwi, either you or your mom got us for the holiday a while back. and it can make up to 18 mini loaves. And we did a full tray of every flavor. We'll go ahead and take Eurydice here. Probably go for refreshing nectar and hope for some high rolls on oh my goodness, Hermes boons.
They're both here.
But anyway, we made we made almost 90 breads. 5 flavors times 18. The chocolate was 1 short, so we got 17 out of that, I think. And the crazy thing is,
we're like your typical old married couple, hon.
honestly, Kiwi and I are like our typical old married couple too. We have the bickering old couple
Come again.
trick down very well, like the playful banter that married couples who have been together for a very long time do. The no, you're right, no, you're wrong, no, you're right, but like in the playful acknowledging that we know we're wrong, but we want to argue because it's funny to us sort of cadence. Anyway, I digress. So we baked just shy of 90 mini loaves, and there were like 5 left after we gave away gifts to everyone. Like everyone went home with like at least one of each flavor.
We'll have to catch up some other time, Lerny, as I'm in a bit of a rush.
Altogether, including Kiwi and I and our family, there were about 11 members of the family that were there. So it was a pretty small gathering, all things considered. We kind of came to the agreement that if we ever do like a big ceremony, we'll probably skip inviting family. They are a lot of stress to navigate around. Like, I love them. I love my family dearly. Just don't tell them I said that, okay, Kiwi? But I know we're both feeling it. It was an exhausting. We were so exhausted after the wedding, my goodness. We just spent the next day sleeping and catching up on house chores because we were behind by like 2 weeks on house chores. Wasn't the best feeling. Anyway, I digress. So leading up to the wedding, we decided we're not gonna have a wedding cake. We're just gonna bake a whole lot of bread and enjoy that. Wedding day, we kind of had the morning to ourselves. We didn't really do too much other than like sleep it and then get ready. What was it? We went to the courthouse. We met everyone at the courthouse. That's where we kind of met the whole family. I, being terrible at self-care, realized that my hair was really, really matted right before we left, and I didn't have enough time to like comb it out. So when we arrive at the courthouse, there are photos of you just combing my hair, and your family was watching it and just laughing. My parents hadn't arrived yet, so they didn't get to see it happen, but everyone else was just like, this is very much how we are, what we do together, the nonsense that we are both prone to. Like, everyone in our family knows that we are both oddball, atypical, nerdy nonsense sort of folk. I'm taking Acorn for the rest of the run, and we're gonna just sell Athena's cast again, and hopefully we get her dash this time if she shows up. Cyclops jerky is very appealing. I'm going to take it because we can still afford a boon afterwards. And it'll make Asphodel, which tends to, it'll make Elysium, which tends to be the run killer for a lot of high heat runs, a little bit more tenable maybe. I'm not going to promise the world, but it will help. Anyway, so yeah, you were combing my hair at the courthouse right before the wedding. The judge popped out a couple times to be like, hey, where are you guys? And we're just like, we're waiting on my parents. Parents arrived. We all go into the courthouse. We awkwardly introduce ourselves to the judge. We tell him we're doing standard vows. What we had agreed on doing was the night before the wedding, we stayed up kind of late and wrote our own personal vows that we were going to share later on the day of the wedding. But we were going to do standard vows in front of the judge. So the judge does the typical vows. He was a nice, personable friend. We gave a nice, friendly kind of fellow. We also gave him a bunch of breads. He was very surprised by and very thankful for, and apparently devoured them within a day based on the text message he sent us after the fact. Which, rightly so. Those breads are so addictingly good. But anyway, so we say our vows, and Kiwi and I, Sniper Shot is such a terrible hammer. We're never going to use it reliably well, but we go for. I would have liked that HP, but we have to take the Hermes boons. We still have refreshing nectar going, all 3 stacks of it, and if we can get rush delivery, that's going to be a huge DPS up. Honestly, I'll just be happy if we get to extra dashes. Didn't need to take that hit, but oh well. Anyway, so the judge was like a good sport about everything, telling his little personal stories to make the feeling sound a little bit like make the whole experience more personable to everyone, I guess. Like, you know, like, levity is the best way to kind of connect people, I find, rather than commiserating sad emotions. Let's see, do we get it? Side hustle. Why is it always side hustle? Every roll here I have to.
Got anything else?
Auto reload is even worse. Auto reload does nothing for us. Thanks, Hermes. Thanks a ton. We're gonna take the free room with the shop. We can afford a boon, hopefully get something good. Athena, okay, come on.
Should come in useful.
All right, Holy Shield is not her cast, so I'll at least forgive her for that. I'm gonna take the hammer here. Trial is a bad decision. We are making great time, but we do not want to risk the time loss on a trial. Like, the trial could be the death of me if I get an archer or a chariot's room. It's not worth the risk. Anyway, so we're both really awkward. The judge introduces us like, so we are here to join Kiwi and Jeff in holy matrimony, and I just go like, hi, I'm Jeff, and Kiwi responds, hi, I'm Kiwi, or, well, we obviously use our real names, but still, it was just like, we were classically awkward in front of strangers and in front of family, which is just kind of how we do, and we're both perfectly comfortable being that way around each other, maybe little less so in front of a complete stranger. Oh, the run is dead, Kiwi. Explosive shot is like the worst possible boon I could have gotten, because that's going to be a DPS down for us. I can't get power shots off reliably with forced overtime going. Oh, that's awful. The only thing that can save this run at this point, like, look at that. I'm doing, like, I was doing 300 damage in a power shot. Now I'm doing 200 on, like, oh gosh. An auto target is going to make me miss if something like moves out of range. This is awful. Oh my goodness, this just, RNG just lost us the run, Kiwi. Man, it is, what is it, approval process? No, not approval process. Yeah, approval process is so brutal with hammers sometimes. I wish you could reroll hammers. I really wish you could reroll hammers. That's one thing on the quality of life mods that I've read about that I really like the idea of, and I wish it was possible. I understand kind of the idea of not like letting you have complete control over every aspect of your run, but it is so rough when you get a bad hammer sometimes. All right, Frozen Touch, sure, that'll give us some survivability. We need it now because we're going to be face tanking hits. We definitely want the HP at this point. We need survivability above everything else if I can't get a good attack off. I might honestly depend on the special attack DPS at this point, although I don't think it's enough to really matter. So I still think it's better to do the attacks where I can. The DPS loss is going to be substantial. It's going to make these rooms a lot harder, and it's going to just getting through the heroes is going to be rough. Our one saving grace is if we get a Daedalus Anvil in Styx and I can re-roll the attack. Oh gosh, Chariots. Not fun. At the very least, I think explosive shots slows enemies, so there is that one benefit. Plus, we have Frozen Touch now, so if I do get hit, everything gets slowed in an AoE, so there is that benefit to it as well. But this is miserable, Kiwi. This is awful. Like, the damage increase is substantial. If I can get a fully charged power shot off, which I will never be able to, I am one hit from death. I think this is where the run ends, unfortunately. What a shame. We really just got screwed over by RNG. That's all it is. Wait. Okay, I salvaged it. We're still alive. We still have a chance. Okay. Oh, there's our Patroclus room. Okay, so that'll give us an even better fighting chance because now we will heal to basically 3/4 of full every time we die. All right. We have a chance. We at least have a chance. We'll take the dart. It doesn't matter. We'll take the gems. It literally doesn't matter at this point. I guess the coin might get... Actually, you know what? The coin is a good call here because if I need like 20... I need 10 more coin to be able to afford a Centaur Heart for some extra HP, so it's definitely worth taking the risk for it. Anyway, of course that guy respawned. Unfortunate. All right. So after the wedding, there was like this very quiet pause, like, you know, and like we were just kind of lost in each other, and then it was kind of becoming an awkward silence, and neither of us knew what to do. I think the judge was like expecting us to leave, and so I just say after like we did our I do's, we did our kiss, we like had that close quiet moment. So what do we do now? Like legitimately, I just asked the judge, what do we do now? And he's like, you do whatever you want and enjoy it. And I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what you should say in that moment. But my God, we are painfully awkward creatures. And like, I was just wearing that on my sleeves through the whole wedding. But it was fun. So after that, we realized before we went to the wedding that conveniently our town was having a little arts and crafts fair where a bunch of local or like regional artisans come in and display their craft. And initially we had planned to go back to where your extended family were staying for kind of like a crudité and eat the breads and that sort of thing, like having a lunch sort of affair. I probably take this for the money, honestly. Do I take the other Hermes? Probably should. We'll have boons to buy and sticks, so yeah, let's take Hermes here. Can't get rush delivery, but maybe I get something decent. Let's see. What do we get? Honestly, hyper sprint, not bad. It's damage reduction, it's move speed. It'll keep us alive a bit faster, especially since I have to reposition way more with power shots, with explosive shot rather. All right, we special and then meg, or we meg and then special. Kind of messed that up, but we got it off just in time. Both of them got meg, so awesome. Okay, I think I just focus on taking out whoever I can. We're making pretty solid time, and we do not have... Serious, you okay there? Oh, you know what? It was Frozen Touch made it like really slow. Anyway, so we went to this artisan fair. We got some really cool crafts, like some fancy hair, a really beautiful fancy hair stick for you that you're gonna learn how to use. We found like this wooden black cat in the moon, which we talked ourselves out of getting, but I almost instantly rebought it after the fact. I just didn't have a chance to go back and get it. We got these beautiful wood-crafted roses, which we'll probably use to decorate our living room soon. I feel like there was something else we got. Oh, we got this really cool 3D printed, very shiny serpentine dragon statue. Yeah, there were some really cool things at this fair. We almost bought a really cute knitted mushroom, because we listened to a podcast, and one of the hosts of the podcast is now an anointed minister at the Church of Gnome. Like, she can actually officiate weddings and stuff. And so we've like slowly realized how many gnomes show up in our environment, like little like woodcraft and like handicraft artworks that are gnome themed. Like, they're everywhere when you actually start looking for them. It's like Garfield. You don't think about it, but Garfield is freaking everywhere. We're making this explosive shot work. But anyway, so like we almost got that. But after the arts and crafts fair, we went back to your extended family's place where they were staying for the visit. Had a mixture of fruit salad, vegetables that we chopped, a mixture of like peppers and carrots and broccoli and dip. They had shrimp kiwi. I haven't eaten shrimp in so long. I ate so much shrimp. I ate more shrimp than I've eaten in like the last, like, since we moved out here. So I ate more shrimp in that one sitting than I have eaten in the last like cumulative 6-7 years.
Finally.
Okay, actually maybe not that much, more like 4 years, but still.
I was not about to let you down, my shade.
Like, I ate so much shrimp kiwi, and it was a good time. Anyway, and then we all kind of parted ways, and you and I went back to the lakeside where I guess I sell Frozen Touch here. It's the best option. I don't want to waste the reroll here. More damage to armor is appealing, but I don't think it does enough for us here. We'll be bursting the mini bosses down fast enough, I think, with our current DPS. Anyway, we went back to the place where I proposed, the lakeside. We sat down on a bench and we shared our personal vows, and they were full of like sweet inside jokes, genuine heartfelt emotion, and the whole moment was just so like pleasant, intimate, quiet, peaceful, and full of love. And it was so nice. It was so nice just to sit there by the lakeside after like having to entertain our family. I'm gonna go for Dionysus here. I'll get the coin second. Anyway, it was so nice to just like have a moment where it was just us away from the rest of our family. Not that I'm upset with our family visiting, like perish the thought is the phrase I'm trying to think of. Like, I was really happy they came out to spend the time with us. It was nice to have, it was like one of the few times all of our family was in one place together. It was really nice. But I mean, our relationship has kind of been built upon us being together in our own space, doing our own thing, and I feel like we needed to have a little bit of that for ourselves, and I'm glad we had time to do that. And we got to do that during the arts and crafts fair too. Like we kind of want every group of people, your extended family, your immediate family, my immediate family, kind of went off and did their own thing, and we did our own thing, and it was nice. It was nice to just like kind of alternate time with the family for the wedding, time with just us for the wedding. But anyway, all right, first mini boss. This one's pretty easy to deal with, but can absolutely wreck us if we get caught in a hit. I hate this satyr, so I'm gonna try and pop it as soon as possible. Honestly, more scary than the Mind Maker. If we got the giant vermin, I probably would have saved Meg for... Oh, we have 2 casts of Meg. I can save it for Hades still, it's fine. I'm calling Meg it. All right, Dionysus, positive outlook. Honestly, that'll keep us alive. I won't complain about that. 20% damage reduction when we are below 48% HP. Not bad. We are buying this anvil. We lost explosive shot. Oh my goodness, Kiwi, the run is saved. I can still do Hades. I did not want to fight Hades. Chain shot is terrible. Chain shot is awful. But it doesn't matter. Like, I think we're okay. Like, the Satyr rooms don't spawn so many enemies where Chain Shot really loses out. Chain Shot feels like it's a terrible thing in Elysium. It feels terrible, specifically on Rama, mind you. I don't know about the other bows. But Chain Shot feels terrible on Rama because it makes your piercing attack go to a only hits 3 enemies kind of move. But Styx doesn't spawn that many enemies outside of the tiny vermin, and our special will deal with them very quickly, so that's fine. Like, once again, Rama is just so versatile, it can kind of cover its own weaknesses in most instances. Like, my attack is no longer viable, switch to using my special a bit more. Kind of thing. But, like, look at those guys get popped on a power shot. Feels good. We get the 2 chamber sticks. We have we still have Patroclus's life restoration or stubborn defiance buff, and we have a really good timer. I think we can do this as long as I don't choke. We don't have extreme measures 4 on, so do I buy the palm or the HP here? I think I go HP. I don't think we need damage. I just want to survive, because one bad hit and we're just gonna get really screwed out of the run. Like now, if I get hit by, I would have survived it anyway, wouldn't I? Yeah, I would have. I was gonna say if I got hit by a pot, I would survive the hit, but I would have before. I don't know. Maybe the HP matters, maybe it doesn't, but I'd rather play it safe. Positive outlook might make it matter more because it activates positive outlook sooner now. Like, I have a higher threshold of HP for positive outlook to take effect. Granted, it's like maybe like, I don't know, 10-ish HP more than it was before, but that 10 HP could matter. That 10 HP could matter.
I wonder, boy.
Okay, here we go, Kiwi. I'm gonna keep rambling about the wedding while I try to fight Hades at 50 heat. This is not gonna go well for me, as we proved with the last round, but it's okay. Again, I'm trying to learn 50 heat, I'm not trying to beat 50 heat. But I feel like I can do this, I really do. Anyway, so we shared our vows. It was just a quiet, little peaceful moment by the lake. A random couple just showed up and started taking photos right next to us, which was a little awkward. It is what it is. They couldn't have possibly known, and neither of us were terribly comfortable about asking, like, maybe they could wait like another 5 minutes. Like, it was just waiting 5 minutes. It wasn't the end of the world. We waited until they left to share our vows. And then after that, we had like maybe like a half hour to an hour of just hanging out at home, and then we met the family for a really nice dinner at our favorite local restaurant. Although I will say I might be changing my vote for favorite local restaurant. This one is still like my go-to, like if I'm taking other people out for dinner. Like, I still think like it's still top 2. But we've recently discovered an Indian cuisine restaurant that opened up near us, and Kiwi and I have both been on a curry kick since grad school, and increasingly so over time. We have, I know I've talked about it 1,000 times on this channel, but our curry soup recipe like is my favorite soup. It is like actually my favorite soup out of all the soups I have access to. And now we have a restaurant that does amazing curries. We had like a jalfrezi, I think is what it's called. I had a, I can't even pronounce any of that. I can't remember the names because they're just foreign to me. They're not foods I've experienced before, but there's things that we want to learn how to cook together now. And like that's the funnest part about going to restaurants, because we really do not go to restaurants that often because we're such good cooks. We make such amazing food at home. Why would we bother going to a restaurant? For the amount of money we could spend at a restaurant, we can get like 3 home-cooked meals that taste amazing and maybe are a little bit more effort and a little bit more upkeep and certainly a lot more dishes, but are absolutely peak enjoyment for us, just not just in taste, but in terms of like the creation process, because we love cooking together so much. But I digress. I am enjoying that restaurant, and I keep, like, as a joke, every time we're like, do we want to cook tonight? Yeah, I'm like, do you want to get this Indian food instead? But anyway, the dinner was nice. We had one last kind of nice thing with the parents. My parents went home the next day. Your extended family stayed up. Your extended family and my sister stayed until Monday, or stayed an extra day basically over my parents. And we had a nice little barbecue cookout with them, which again was just kind of cozy. We got some very nice gifts from your family, including things that will, your mom and dad got us a bunch of like various flavor essences. So like, you know, vanilla extract. It's basically that, but with like strawberry, kiwi. She got you strawberry kiwi flavored extract, which, I mean, like, of course she, like, that's, I don't think she even realizes what she did. Like, I don't think your mom has like consciously recognized the fact that I call you Kiwi. Maybe I'm mistaken. Oh no, that was a lot of damage. Anyway, I don't know if your mom has actually consciously registered the fact that I call you Kiwi, so it's really funny that she got you that. But like, we have some really fun options to play around with those extracts now, and even if we don't use them in baking, like, they go really well in tea and coffee. Like, you've proven that a number of times. You put vanilla extract into basically all of your warm beverages and enjoy it very significantly. So it's very much a matter of like, there are options. I guess that's the most important. Oh gosh, there goes our death defiance. I honestly think we're fine. 190 HP. Well, I shouldn't say that. We were pretty convincing on Hestia's last run, but we'll see. I think I've got this. But what I want to say is, Kiwi, I know in the grand scheme of things, we've been married at the hip for like the last who knows how many years. Oh my goodness, auto target, please. Oh no, positive outlook block. Wow, okay, so interesting. Positive outlook actually blocks damage from the hit that sets us into positive outlook. That's interesting. We took 105 instead of 150 there. But we did it. We did it. Oh my god, it took me a minute to register there. We beat 50 heat with Rama.
My defenses once again.
Okay. All right, Kiwi. We just have to do it with Hestia now. Like, if I've proven it.
Get you yet.
I've proven that I can do it with, like, my 3 best weapons. Like, Hestia was a clear. I was 1 hit away from clearing it. I know I can do it with Hestia. No questions asked. So, what do we honor here? Obviously, Rama. We don't honor explosive shot because we don't have it. We honor the attack because that was the core of our damage, and the special because that was the other core of our damage. Perfect shot did a lot of damage. Maybe that slothful HP actually kind of made the difference. Hyper sprint for survivability. Slothful soul. Maybe hyper sprint. Hyper sprint really, I think probably. Yeah, let's go hyper sprint. There we go. We have beaten 50 heat on 2 different weapons now and a strong contender for a 3rd. We're bringing it back next run. We're going to beat this on Hestia. I promise you that.
Surface river here.
But what I want to say is it was a very nice day. There was a lot of stress going on before and maybe a little bit afterwards, but the day itself was so nice to just have this kind of
That's one more bass.
day that was just for us. And it means the world to me that our relationship...
Then,
Oh, 1 second.
valiantly striding Zagreus was set upon by 7 bloodless slam dancers and slain, or something of the sort.
It means so much to me that we've been together for 7 going 8 years. And marriage is the next step on paper, but it feels like we've already like
Catch me sleeping on the job again.
found so much that we love to share, love to do, just be with each other, even if we're just kind of in parallel existing together. We are happier that way than alone on almost every possible instance of us existing. I don't know how to phrase this. Kiwi, the point is, I'm so happy I'm married to you.
You are the best. You know that, don't you, boy?
And I don't think much more needs to be said than that. Kiwi, I love you. And we beat 50 heat. And you got me googly eyes for the cats, which I still need to make like a video of like pictures of that because more people need to see this. It is so funny.
Prices are a
But
little steep there, I must say.
Kiwi, I don't know what else to say. Let's call it an episode before I gush too hard on this. Oh.
Hey, Zach.
Kiwi, we finally... Oh my goodness, this is my reward for beating 50 heat.
Hi, you two.
Not what I expected. Okay.
Zagreus, you don't have any doors. Why are you always so surprised?
Meg, Than, what are you two? What's going on? Whatever it is, I can explain. Oh, wait, you're both smiling. Oh, let me just take this in a moment here.
What a run to end on for this scene.
Send me 2 little credits, Zach. We've known each other longer than you've been alive.
I'd say we know quite a bit by now, all things considered. Isn't that right, Megara?
Can't you see we're off duty right now, Zagreus?
Okay. I guess we're going to them.
Huh, well then. If this turns out to be some sort of dream, I will be very, very mad. Though, I guess there's one good way to find out.
Based on the sound effects from this, I know Meg uses her whip. The question... There it is. Yeah, there's the whip sound effect. The question is, does Than use his scythe? Does Than use his scythe during this at all? I don't know how he would use his scythe through this.
Where was I?
You know what? I don't even really care about that. Never mind. Never
I
mind.
think we've reached an understanding here. I should be off. Until the next one, Zach. And Thanatos.
Than doesn't say anything. That's fine.
Bye, Zach.
Oh, there he goes. Okay. Well,
Well, that was...
once again, I share a brain cell with Zagreus in return in terms of response, but not what I expected to get as my reward for 50 heat. I'm just gonna kind of process what just happened. You know, I've been wondering when this was gonna happen because we have gotten so many dialogue out of.
Come on, boyo, let's gab and more stabbing over here.
We've had so much dialogue in this game, and we're still getting new dialogue. Anyway, I digress. Kiwi, I love you. I am so happy to be married with you. Whether it changes everything or nothing, we are still together. But anyway, we are going to do 50 heat with the aspect of Hestia again. I'm going to set up my Pact of Punishment now, but we are running it back next episode. We are going to get that 50 heat clear on Hestia. I promise you that, and I promise you everything that I promised you in our vows. Kiwi, I love you. I hope this is helping you sleep well. If you're awake, I hope it is helping you fall asleep. In the next one, 50 heat Hestia. I promise it, and I promise to see you in the next one.